Hello YouTube and welcome back to the Nitro Addiction. Sorry I had to fix me a drink, plug the lamp in, trying to get the computer fired up. We're gonna get going on this here pretty soon, but thanks for joining in. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. As soon as I get this slow ass computer going, we'll start chatting. Come on, stupid. Computer is acting dumb. If I just do this without the stupid computer, why won't you bring it up? I don't get it. Well, let me bring up my Chrome page so I can get into YouTube. Anyways, so I guess we'll just do this blindly. What's going on, Big Boys Toys? What's up, brother? Okay, so we're going to restart this stupid thing again. Anywho. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my voice is starting to go again. Whatever this cough chest thing is lingering around. Anyways, so I won't be able to redraw his messages, but nobody's really talking much anyways. Just waiting for Safa. Alrighty. So next step's gonna be to change out the diff fluid here in the front. I can't even see what you guys are seeing because the computer. I was watching on the computer to make sure you guys can see all right. But my computer is being a moron. Let's see if it's gonna work. Just taking off this front wing. Still trying to determine whether or not I like the looks of it. Wing or no wing? Sure is an extra step to get to the front diffs. That's smooth. Hope you guys can see where that rear drive shaft is bent. You let me in, computer? What was weird is I was trying to bring up my YouTube page. It just had the screen minimized hanging off to the side. I got some people in here chatting it up. What's going on? So my second day of taking Zoloft going well. I've heard lots of good things about Zoloft for people that need it. What's going on, Haywire? How you doing, bro? Steve's in the house. Just swapped. Hold on. Computer was being too noisy. Just swapped the 454 back in the LST. Finally blew the one way after 21 years. Nice. So you got a new to you LST2. You picked up another one, huh? Yeah, big boys, I think we all wanted an LST2 at one point or another. I still wouldn't mind getting one. But right now I'm just so focused on hitting the track because it's available. Undo the screws gotta undo the screws on the bottom. I think it's going to want to take this bumper off. I was trying to do it without taking the bumper off, but not happening. Yeah, a lot of times when they're gummed up, those bearings are bad, but you never know. May not have to worry about it. These are awesome. I just wish I could still get parts from. I'm always scared of going to yard sale. That's one thing that's kept me from like diving into an LST is Just the fact if you don't know the right people or the right places, where to get parts for. Come on, stubborn, get out of there. It's funny how these are designed to get the diff out without taking everything apart, yet it won't let you have it. It's a pain to get in and out. Checking the pinion gear, looks good. No chips, doesn't look like it's wearing. Save these from the other night. Now, if you're not careful, you'll go through these paper towels pretty quick. John Bishop, what's going on, brother? How you doing? 941 Bachelor. Hey, you guys. What is up? John Bishop's good. I'm good too, brother. Excited and nervous for this weekend. But regardless, we're just going to go practice. That's my new motto. I'm going to go practice. Maybe I can convince the brain that we're not going to be racing. We're only going to be practicing. So this is the front diff. We're going to basically just change this out and put some 10K back in it. Double check the bearings. She's a little dirty, but not too bad. Don't take much for these diffs to get some crummy looking oil. Not too bad though. My Hyper 7 original remote for my buggy has stopped working because I'm pretty sure it is outdated, so now I'm looking for a Newer updated one. Do you have any suggestions? You trying to say servo? Original remote. Pretty buggy. I'm trying to say my Hyper 7. So, I mean, every time I think I find something good, I find out that it's not so good. Like I like the Futaba, but it seems like the servos don't, or the receivers don't like me very well. Fly Sky. If you want to go with a budget one, I'm not going to recommend any of them, just because I don't want any hard feelings towards me for one going bad. Not saying you would do that. I don't want to get in the habit of recommending those cheap remotes. Whew. I mean, I'm trying to go with quality stuff these days instead of just the cheaper. Just because of so many failures. But then I go with the quality stuff and I have failures in that too. But Sanwa, I mean, what kind of budget you looking at? They all have a pricey section. Oh, hey, look at that. Still got my white lithium grease. And my O-ring's doing its job, not leaking out any diff oil. But it all depends on your... Ooh. Kicking you guys all over the place. It depends on what kind of money you want to spend and what brands you like. Fond of my DX5 Pro. I mean, some people like Spectrums and some people don't. Had good results with the Dumbos. I mean, I've heard good things about the Dumbos, but I've never had it, so I can't really recommend it. I mean, I do like this Futaba. Maybe if you're not racing and flopping around on the track as hard as I do, maybe you will have better luck. I think I've had 3 of the receivers go bad on this Futaba. Doesn't mean I don't like Futaba, but then if I recommend it and it goes bad, then I give you a bad recommendation. So. But yeah, when it comes to the cheaper ones, I mean, that's kind of get whatever brand you want at your own risk. I have seen some people like it's a black remote with the orange radio link. I think even JP runs it. I've had my issues with that one as well. So again, it's what kind of budget you got, what kind of money you want to put into it. Me, I don't mind spending some money on the electronics, like I said before. The electronics is kind of like your security blanket for your investment. You got bad electronics and you get a runaway, you just wasted all that investment money. But I keep seeming to have my own problems with them, so I don't really know what to recommend anymore. I don't know what model they are, but I see a lot of people running those high dollar fancy Futabas. It's like a big flat touchscreen on top of it. They're really nice. I just don't know the numbers to it. But again, pretty expensive. JP, what's up? My Futaba never had any issues. Whole time I didn't have a Futaba, I was like, man, I want a Futaba. People seem to really like the Futaba. But like I said, I've had 3 of those receivers shit out on me, so I don't know. I mean, would I buy Futaba again? Yeah. Well, I don't know. Could be operator error. I might not have enough cushion in the radio box. Off the guy, what's up? Quality products are no longer made. This is true, man. I mean, there's there's bad quality and then there's really bad quality. Which one you want? But yeah, good quality doesn't really exist anymore. If you get things that are made in Japan, those seem to be pretty decent. There's a lot of U.S. stuff that's decent. Depending on what it is that what you're looking at. Yeah, there's so much cheap crap coming out of China. And they can make some good stuff, they just don't sell it to us. Not saying they don't know how. Still got some white lithium grease on that one too. I don't know that really makes any kind of a difference, but I was watching somebody, I don't remember who it was. It was basically saying if you still got the white lithium grease, so now your O-rings are doing their job, keeping the grease from leaking through. Found some brand super sensitive to voltage. Yeah? Yep. I'm gonna go grab some brake cleaner real quick. Be right back. I don't know if she's popped in here yet or not, but it is Mama's birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday, Mama. Since we won't be on air tomorrow, we'll just say it today. What's going on all aspects? How you doing? Take care, BB. Yep, happy birthday to the missus. Thank you. I'll let her know you said that. Told her we were going live tonight, and she might have fallen asleep. She's 2 hours ahead of me, so it is a little later there. How's that off and a Titan coming? all aspects. Pretty good cleaning out the tank, but it's in great shape. Nice. Gonna test the servos tomorrow. Hell yeah. Yeah, one of the tanks I got off of one of those Savages, man, it was just like, it was almost like green moss or something in there. I literally had to reach in with something and scrape it out and have brake cleaner in there and everything. Yeah, it did not want to come out for anything. I think it stood on the back of that sink in Omaha for probably 3 or 4 months just because I didn't want to clean it out. At one point it was soaking with brake cleaner. Still a pain in the butt to get the stuff out. You know, I've done a lot of maintenance to my nitros before, but man, racing brings it to a whole new level. Maintenance is constant. You know, even if it's still running good, like you want to, you know, you've had it before where it's running good, but then next time you hit the track, something locks up. You know, you don't want that happening during a race, so you got to take it apart and check it. A lot of time and effort. But I enjoy it. I know not everybody does, but you know, working on them and cleaning them up is half the fun to me. It's like a brown sludge, right? I'm gonna mix a brake cleaner and WD-40. Well, I tried both individually, but I did not mix them together. So if I ever run into that nasty, mossy, moldy, whatever crap problem again, I will try that. Because I literally had to reach in there and like scrape the stuff out. Pain in the butt. Yeah, that's good to know. This stuff's pretty fresh. I'm not worried about getting all of the silicone, so to speak, out of the teeth. I just want to clean it up a little. Yeah, when you get them and rebuild them and they're really old, and then you take a screwdriver and you dig all the dried up crap out. There we we go. We said this one here's the front, and it's 10K. This one might be just about empty. Come on, hold still. I'm trying to like hold it down in there while I twist because it wants to just pull itself out. On the tanks, yeah. Denatured alcohol. Why people that race a lot don't bash. They don't got time for that. I mean, when you see how nice and pretty it is going around the track, you know, hitting the jumps just right, spinning through the turns. I mean, bashing's just boring at that point. No, I mean, I'll always be a basher, but man, I got access to a track, I'm gonna utilize that time. I know some of you want to see me get back to doing some bashing, and we will. But like I said, I don't have time for it with all the maintenance of racing. Eventually, though. All right. And I think both sides of it's fun. You know, of course, racing a little more serious side. I mean, you're putting a lot of time and effort, and more often than not, a lot of money into it. You know, and racers have a competitive nature, and they want to win. I get it. I want to win. I just know I'm not gonna beat the people who've been doing it for years. But we're gonna have as much fun with it as possible. Yeah, they're changing most of the track around out there, so just barely started getting used to the new layout. Now they're gonna change, I'd say at least half of it. But AJ told me he was doing like 80% of it, so we'll see what it looks like when we get back out there Friday. So we got practice all day Friday, and then qualifying all day Saturday, and then racing all day Sunday. So, ought to be fun. Texas Hill Country, what's going on? Yeah, it's not tomorrow, bro. It starts Friday. But, yep, thank you. Poor savages. Yeah, the savages don't get much attention anymore, but they're ready to go. J Doggy's in the house. What's up, brother? Live Saturday and Sunday. Yep, I think so. Sounds like a fun weekend. Yeah, it should be fun. The only deal is, I guess a lot of the pros aren't going to make it because they got another big one that they're going to like the next weekend. So they're not traveling all the way out here. You know, it's like almost as far southwest as you can go in the desert. I don't necessarily blame them, but a lot of the people that I thought were going to be there are not. So I'm not going to throw any names out there of people that I thought were going to be, just in case they're not. But as far as I know, Lucky from, what is that, Live RC, when he did the interview with AJ, when AJ bought Raw Speed, he said he was coming out. The guy that announces all the races, I can't think of his name, but he's like the most common voice when it comes to the races. He's supposed to be there, from what I'm told. But either way, we're gonna have fun. Whoever's there to compete, we're just gonna try and beat who we can beat. Which, you know, somebody's got to volunteer to be in last place. Might as well be me. Probably do like last time and win the qualifying and then shit the bed in the main and take last. Seems to be my motto. I'm scared of the nitro addiction. No, they're not. Maybe you would do well. You know, I mean, there's still a lot of good local racers that are going to be there. It seems like every weekend there's like new people there, and they're all good. You know, it's. Whew. I'm just hoping by the time I end up leaving here, you know, and moving on, that you know, that I was at least able to beat a few of them. I don't know what it is with, you know, like when you know they're coming up behind you and you just get all freaking nervous and do something stupid. It was on a good pace. Oh, hey, that's the fastest I ever got that thing in there. You're on a good pace and then it just done. So nice and smooth. All right, let's give it some of the old Whitey Express here. So that diff is good. Like there's multiple stages to doing the whole race thing, you know? Getting your car set up to where you can actually have some control on the track. Learning how to drive on the track. And then you got to learn how to drive when other people are on the track with you. It definitely ain't easy. Where the damn screw go? I found it. It's fun. Just really hard to get used to. My buddy keeps saying, just you on the track. Like, yeah, but I can see him. It's just you on the track, but I can hear them. Like, no, it's just you on the track, and then so I can see him go by me. And they speed up a little trying to keep up with them. It it's weird. So like you can't just pull the throttle and drive and try to like keep up with them. It's like you have to have that discipline of your throttle control and your steering control. And then even when you're speeding up trying to race them, you still have to have that discipline. You can't just stomp it and go because you're just gonna flop all over the place. It's one of the weirdest things that I've ever like tried to get really good at, you know? If you haven't done it and you have a chance, it is a blast. Everybody should try racing at least once. I wouldn't change my experience for nothing. Sorry guys, working and listening. More like hardly working. What's the name of the race place? The Nitro Compound. So this event is called Oktoberfest. I've seen some advertisement on Facebook with it. I don't know how much advertisement that there is in like the racing community. Haven't really been watching much. But I've seen them talk about it a little bit. But yeah, so this weekend when like you see the live races come up, it'll be Oktoberfest will be the name of it. There's a chance, you know, watching the novice class. I might do sportsman. I don't know. I doubt it. Well, you might hear them say this happened once before. It's the only reason I'm going to say that this is a possibility. You might hear them say, "The leader, John Downs." Oh, the leader, John Downs, is upside down. Because that's exactly how it went last time. As soon as you hear your name and you hear that you're in the lead, man, just everything goes out the window. Lose all concentration. Or like last weekend, won the qualifying, totally shit the bed in the main event. Very disappointed. I mean, it's still fun. Don't get me wrong. But you know how it is. Put all that time and effort into it. Just to go bleh. And then the fact that, you know, especially if they are there filming it, which I think it's supposed to be one of those live RC events. So if it's not, sorry, I'm not trying to lie. But you know, if it is being filmed, that's going to be even more nerve-wracking. I might have to totally block out everything. I don't know how they do it. All right, front diff is refilled, freshy. What they call it, a freshen up the diff. So the front diff has been freshened up. I need to redo this shock again because I just did these last weekend and I guess I didn't get it tight enough. And it started spitting oil out. My period happens to me every time. Or laughing at myself. What? You talking about me? Same thing? Travis, what's going on, brother? We used to have a post flags on the board to show your frequency. That a long time ago. Get that buggy ready to win. I am. Shock post has come loose again. don't think my crescent wrench is small enough. I gotta get a wrench for this. Stuck it. You know, no matter if I get the buggy ready to win or not, you gotta look at the driver. The driver's where the problem's at, not the buggy. Are you still running the Drake engine? Yeah. Right there it is. Got a brownie air filter on it. Looks like a fresh, moist brownie. Guess I need to move the fuel tank, but I don't really want to take it out. Take as much of a pain in the ass as it is, I just switch it back to the studs from the older models. Has anyone heard how the MP11 is doing? You know, that's something else that I was going to talk to you guys about last week, but of course I lost my voice and I was sick. So I think you guys, a lot of you might know a guy named Payton. You know, he's always commenting in like the live race chats. He's been in here a couple times. He's helped me out at the track. Really good guy, really fast driver. He does a lot of races. Like traveling around, he went and did the Drake deal that they had, that sick weekend or whatever it was called, not too long ago. Got like ninth. No, he's pretty fast. But so he got the MP11, and the jumping corner where I was marshalling at, he come flying over that corner, and him and somebody were competing, and he got clipped, and so he comes over the corner, kind of sideways. And he lands on that front right wheel just right, and I heard snap, and I was like, ooh, that don't sound good, and I didn't realize who it was at first. And then I grabbed the car and turned it off and sent it over towards the pit so that, you know, he could do whatever he wanted. And it was the MP11. Kind of surprised me that it broke, but the way it landed, I mean, I don't think any car would have necessarily... Wouldn't have surprised me of any car to have broken during that moment. Let's put it that way. It was the only one that broke that day, and you know, it's some pretty gnarly crashes. So I don't know if they got a couple of bugs to work out, or if it was just that special point that, you know, made it break. But yeah. So I see my first MP11 break. But no, it's a pretty cool car. He had it fixed this last weekend, was at Adobe. But he let me check it out. I didn't drive it or anything, but took the body off and just kind of checked it out a little. they're pretty neat. I mean, they're all about the same build type of build, right? I didn't really see anything about it that made it look more special than any of the others, but they do have this design now that where like the front and rear, well, not on the rear, but they had it on the front where there's no crossbar, so it gives it a little bit more flex at that point. But other than that, I hadn't really heard much about the MP11s, good or bad. That was just the one personal experience that I had with it. Not my personal experience, but it did happen right in front of me. Hate using these on this. I don't have a wrench that fits. Hopefully, that stays. Alright, take it easy 941, appreciate you. I'm pulling from the P11 to get Kyosho to the front again. Yeah, I mean, it's a good buggy. Oh, your buddy broke too? Was it the front A-arm? Maybe they got a weak spot. I don't know. Like, you know, I don't have anything against any of them. I like all RCs. You know, I'm not one of those haters of any brand or any type. Some things bore me more than others, but other than that, I don't really have anything against any of them. But it's interesting that two of us at the races have seen them break. But I mean, the way that thing landed, like I would expect just about any of them to break. And I've seen some technos break at the race. You know, not trying to say, not a complete techno homer. I do like the technos though. But yeah, I mean, they all have their weak points, and then they all have their bad landings. Damn it. I didn't want to take this back apart. But because it leaked oil all over the place and it's covered in shit, I'm going to have to. But if they're having an issue, I hope they get it fixed. I hate to see Kyosho go out, not have a comeback or completely go under because of something like that. Which I don't know, they're a pretty big brand, reliable. I don't think they'd completely go under, but it took them a while to come out with this model. A lot of people are happy and purchasing them, but if they're having common breaks, people will walk away from them real quick. Alright, let's open her up. See if we got any fluid left. Or shock oil. Yeah, I didn't leak too much. Just enough to make a mess. I think what I'll do is I'll have these maybe Saturday night before the actual race, I'll redo the shocks again. The diff should be fine through the weekend though. Alright, so now we gotta clean out this screws so that we can bleed them. You know, and I'd always known that I should do it, but last weekend was the first time that, or not last weekend, but I'm sorry, the last, like 2 weekends ago when I was at the Nitro compound. When it warmed up later on in the day, I bled my front shock, or I bled all my shocks actually, and I seemed to have better landings. So if anybody's wondering, as that temperature changes, it gets warmer throughout the day, you need to bleed them again because it's building up pressure in there. So I say fill it up, put the cap on, pump it vigorously. Take this guy out. Close it all the way. Put this guy back in. And that there should be a well-bled shock. Boom. Very little, if any, rebound. They say that's how you want it. So now, use my fancy shock tool. Use it like pliers. So it should be tight, shouldn't have any leaking problems again. Not sure what he broke. And I break a lot of plastic parts too. I wasn't keeping up with. I wouldn't know myself. Run the shock so that those screws face the inside of the car, so that doesn't happen. You mean filling up with dirt? Oh, that they say to point them out. I don't know if it makes a difference. Probably doesn't make much of a difference, but if you want to bleed them without taking them out. You know, because you pop out the screw, push the arm up, and you can bleed it. Yeah, I'm sure it's a good tip, but I'm going to leave them like this just because. And thank you for the help. Put this extra long grub screw back in. What are you thinking, that the screw being turned out meant that my shock cap wasn't tight? Because the oil didn't leak out of that screw, it leaked out of the cap. Almost like I didn't get it completely tightened down. Because when I noticed it was leaking, I was able to reach in and actually turn the shock body and tighten it up a little bit. Yeah, I don't think this being turned out made it come loose. I mean, anything's possible. I just personally don't think so. I could be wrong. I know it isn't necessarily necessary because it is a lock nut, but trying to make sure things don't come undone. A lot of people sit on these 2.2s, maybe Techno in general. Screws just come loose all the time and you gotta Loctite everything, even when it's a lock nut. There we go, that's super tight. Yeah, so when we start out the morning, probably pretty good, and then in the afternoon, pop the screws, bleed the shocks, good to go. No, just the dirt. Oh, you're talking about just keeping the dirt out. Yeah, I get you. I'm not too worried about it. I don't mind digging it out. Because, yeah, when I want to bleed the shocks, I don't want to deal with it. I want to bleed them. You got to pull these bottom screws out because the screw goes through that back half of the, well, it goes into both halves, but it goes through the back half of that bulkhead. No, original T-Max with the .15, that's Dodge box. Everything came with, what was that, from like the late 90s? From that picture you sent me, it looked like pretty freaking old. If I'm not mistaken, those came out in like the late 90s, correct? 99? Yeah, I thought it was somewhere around there. Let go. Uh-oh. Feels a little crunchy. Hope it didn't. Damn it. Hope it didn't turn my gears up. Probably the reason for the noise that it was making. I don't feel any metal shards in here, so I didn't chunk any pieces out of it. Has a gray metallic look to it. Well, Pico 26 will probably strip everything. Couldn't pass it up for the price. Oh, I bet. Yeah, them old T-Max, I don't think you want to throw a Pico in there. Alright, well, let's dig into this little beast and see what we can find. I need to get a new roll of paper towels. I'll be right back. I got a whole 10-pack of these for like $16 at Costco. 16 or 17. ProTech email you back about the servo. Their ears must have been burning last night. I didn't notice receiving anything. I'm wondering if I even did it right, because it asked for my email, and I thought I was sending it to them in an email, but then my emails don't say that I have a sent message to them. So I need to go back on their page where I filled that out and see if I've got any kind of notifications on there. But now, since were you still here when we found out it was the receiver? So my Futaba receiver was bad. And when I found that out, I took back what I said about ProTech stuff going out on me, because that one did not. This one was leaking. It's fairly new seal with new O-rings in it. I don't know why it's leaking. I saw that. Pretty crazy if you tell it was bad. Yeah, and I've had a couple of them. Probably said slippery clutch to where who wouldn't, but who wants to lose all that power? I mean, you might as well just, I don't know, not put a Pico in it. Hello, baby doll. There she is. There's the birthday girl. Since it won't be on tomorrow night. Some of them that have left already wished you happy birthday. For as much as those black label protects cost, you'd hope they'd last. I know, right? So I think we're good on that. I think it was a false alarm. Thank God for Rinks. They're saying to, test it out. Which I knew better. Like I said, when all them old school guys started saying, yeah, that's such and such, blah, 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 I just assumed that's what it was. Nope, turns out it was the radio. Servo may have shorted the receiver out, but you'll find out soon enough. Just carry backup with you. Yeah, I got backup. It was working. And the fact that other receivers were making it glitch exactly the same way, or were glitching exactly the same way off of that one particular channel. Pretty sure it's just something in the receiver, but there's no telling. As soon as they got something figured out, find out you was wrong. Using Rinks now for master mechanicking. I don't know, man. You give Rinks a wrench, he's gonna cause problems. I'm just messing around. Put my GoPro on mine and drove it around the block the other day. It's weird driving it without being able to see it, right? That's funny. Almost wonder if I should up the rear to 8,000 as well. Run 10.88. I don't think it would make that much of a difference. I think it's still time now. Chase says, do it. Yeah, I'll do it. He's got to come in here, though. Can't do it if he's not here. Be a nice little surprise next time he pops up. It would have been a nice gesture to think about last night, but we didn't. Go hit this with some brake cleaner real quick. It's like it's so hard to keep this grease in there, and then it's so hard to get it out. I think we got it all. I have to admit, I looked at my Thunder Tiger S3 the other day and it still has never leaked a drop. Nice. Papa to say hi, Miss Safa. She says hello. Hello, Safa. Hope you guys are having fun. Same as McDonald's. Yeah, but you gotta take them to the track and beat the shit out of them. Otherwise, they may never leak. Now, there's certain brands that just don't ever seem to leak. And some do. Sometimes these gaskets can be a little tricky. JP says, haha, true. They're all fun in their own way, and they're all a pain in the butt in their own way. Time to clean the gears. What's up, bro? How you doing, brother? McDonald's has hardly ever been run. Yeah, so it'll probably never leak. That's awesome, Raw. Nice looking Savage you had on there. Every time I watch one of your videos, it makes me want to get my Savage out and run it, and then I look at the track and I go, not yet. Alright. Now time for the old 7K. You know what? I think we're going to gamble for practice day, and we're going to try the old 8K. So 10 in the front, 8 in the center, 8 in the rear. I think I put a little too much in there. Yeah, perfect. Ah, excuse me. Thank you, appreciate it. All aspects. Me and my allergies. Bad. Every once in a while this thing loses contact. Oh, it feels good now. Something felt clunky when I took it out. There we go. I'm gonna go all white lithium greased up. Such a pain in the butt. Oh, of course I put it in through the spring. There. Now she's where she needs to be. Have a good night, Jay. Appreciate you hanging out. All aspects says this Titan, bro. I love this thing. Nice. I've never heard a bad thing about those off-road Titans. They always look cool. You know, of course, when you're first getting into RCs and before you end up with a few monster trucks, everything you see you want. No, they're all cool in their own way. They all have some different feature, you know, that sets them apart from everything else, and it's like, ooh, that's cool. At some point I'm going to replace this bulkhead. Like, these threads still seem to be good, but some of the other threads are not. I never did complete the front end. I did not complete the front end. I need a new bumper here before too long. This one's getting ground away. I wonder if there's any difference in these screws. So I'll make sure I'm not putting the wrong screws in the wrong spot. Nope, all the same. You believe it's the deluxe? I don't even know all the different models of it, to be honest with you. I have to check out your YouTube after. Which body you gonna run for the big race? That guy right there. Carbon fiber servers, front end brace, center diffs. I'll put that on the higher end models, bogies, charges, etc. Yeah, so I've only ran this in the mains. Maybe that's the reason I keep sucking in the mains, but I run the old green one in all the other races so they don't tear this up. Just trying to make it last as long as I can. So far I got one crack in it, but I put some glue on it. Some of the paint's peeling off just from where it rubs, but other than that, it's in pretty good shape. Yeah, it's funny. I throw that body on there, and people have been seeing me run that green one. They don't know what to think. Is the new one you were showing for a different buggy? Oh, that one that I was painting on last week. Yeah, that's actually for the Mugen Truggy, the MBX 8T. Which we're working on getting her ready. I'm not going to have it ready for the race, so to speak, this weekend, but I may have it ready to take to the track to try it out, but I'm not going to race it. Hell, for the whole weekend, it's like a $60 entry. You know, so you got, usually for the races, it's $25 for the race. So you got 3 days of like all day practice, all day qualifying, and then all day racing. It's basically $20 per day, which is the same if you're just gonna go and like practice. So it's not bad, but I'm not gonna pay $60 for a piece for two different entries. That's $120 just to enter two different vehicles. Which, not saying it's a bad deal. I just don't have it or really want to spend it if I did have it. I actually got a couple of bodies painted up for that truck. BJP's in my comments, but hold on, my hands are. I got silicone all over something. Let me get this thing screwed on here real quick. I was like, once you get that silicone in one spot, it's in every spot. And it's slippery. Yeah, I think these holes are stripped out as well. What I need to do is get a longer screw, come out the back side and put a nut on it. Alright. What is squeaking? Guess I need to pull the wheels off and check the bearings. Anyway, alright, let's go up and see what these comments say. How far back up here? There's where you say goodnight. Oh, on the diff? Oh, no. I would have done lighter in the front. That way it will not plow steer. I mean, you may be onto something, but I've already done it. And you know, the last time I went thicker in the front, it seemed to handle better. Like I thickened up both the front and center. I don't know. I mean, this thing turns on a dime right now, and I'm used to the way that it's turning. I just thickened up the rear end to give it a little more grip. So we're gonna try this. Where's that squeak coming from? Gotta start checking the bearings. I have a few beers. That should make it back in here after that. Alright, Raw. Have fun, brother. Ben Kagan, what's up? You know where to kind of NT 48 2.0. So an MB 48 2.0 buggy. What, where to get one? Like here, where I'm at, the local racers are constantly posting on Facebook. Facebook's a good place to look if you know, especially within the race forums. I used to get my shit off of eBay. This I got from a local racer here at the track. So there's a few different ways to acquire. All right, let's see. What was next? Oh, we're gonna pop these wheels off. Check the bearings. Man, these wheel nuts hold real tight. God. Man, I got that serrated edge. It just digs into that plastic. I think the squeak's coming from this side. Maybe I took apart the wrong side. Hate to pull it all the way apart if it's not the problem. Don't have any wheel left soon. Yeah, right, with all that digging into it. I mean, it's... I know it's just a joke, but it's pretty thick plastic. Holds up real well. Damn it. I dropped my washer. This is one of those parts that likes to come undone, even with that locking nut. So we give it a little extra lock. Poor wheel nuts. They're so pretty when they come out of the package. Texas Aggie, what's up? Pico 26-1 does well. Oh, and your T-Max? Don't worry, we won't be able to hear the squeak from the live. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the bearing seizing up during the race. I have another set of bearings, so probably practice all day. Friday with it. Maybe change it out for the qualifying, and if not, possibly for the main. For Sunday. We just have to see what we find. But I feel like it's only when the wheels spin. But hell, it could be that I'm moving one of these joints around. You know, they like to squeak on me. Oh, I think I put that washer in the wrong damn spot. Damn it. So what is squeaking? wonder if it's the brake disc rubbing. I don't know. I mean, it rolls really smooth. Shouldn't really have too many issues. And I did a recent swap of all the bearings, so it's not like any of them are very old. I think I did it right before I started the race season, so it's only got like 4 races on them. Yeah, like when I put this side back together, put it in the wrong order. Damn. Alright, so we're mostly ready for the weekend. Yeah, Friday's practice is like from 10 in the morning till 8 at night. I'll probably be there most of the day. So, any problems we have, we'll find out then. Tell you what. Man, when I had this transmission or the center diff apart, I checked the bearings. Only bearings I didn't get to clean them and check them were these ones that come out the out drive. I don't know where that noise comes from. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Had bad luck with Nova, at least the first gen stuff. I haven't tried the new stuff. You know, I've had that. I've had the cheap Nova that I had, the original one in my Losi buggy, $100 pull start. That car was, or that engine was a champ. Never failed. Fired up every time. Ran. You know, never flamed out. Never had one issue with that engine. End up with a couple different high dollar Novas. Nothing but issues. The one that I traded to OG, and he knew, but it had some sort of air leak that, and you could hear it. Could never find it. Never. I just didn't really take the time to, but I never had a high dollar Nova that didn't give me issues. Only that cheap $100 pull start. This guy here, no issues. Most of the issues I have are just me tuning. All right, well, we got what we wanted accomplished. Basically gonna spend tomorrow night and Thursday night just doing finishing touches. Maybe work on that truggy a little bit, see if I can just get it out on the track for some run time. Maybe. Yep. So, like I said, 3 days this weekend, be out there hitting it up at the track. Should be a good time. Win, lose, or draw, it's going to be fun regardless. So, if it's on that live RC stuff, you know, hope you guys get to check it out. If not, we will talk about it come Monday, unless something happens that keeps me from doing a live, but should be there. So appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for hanging out. Thanks for all the likes, comments. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you. And until next time, much love and peace.